Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson is presented by Adena Springs, Ashford Stud, Bloodstock Research, Brandywine Farm, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, Crestwood Farm, Gainesway, GLC 5500, Keeneland, Lanes Inn, Malone's, Margot Farm, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Sally Horse Vans, Shadwell Farm, and Windstar Farm.
Hello everyone and welcome to Thoroughbred Week, featuring 11 stakes races from 7 tracks, including the return to winning form by a top handicap star in the Grade 3 Native Diver Stakes from Betfair Hollywood Park. We begin with fillies and mares at Turfway Park in the Holiday Inaugural Stakes. Queen's Award, the 5-2 favorite. Mike Battaglia picks up the call.
Blazing opening quarter. Lose Angel and Slim Shady's Lady. They're right together. Now it's a gap of 4 lengths. From the outside, Whisked Away takes third ahead. Formal Plan is fourth. Queen's Award on the inside runs fifth. Sally is now sixth. Then Lotta Lovin'. They're in the stretch. The leader is still Slim Shady's Lady, but here comes Queen's Award. Also gaining ground, Lotta Lovin'. Halloween Party on the outside, nearing the wire. Slim Shady's Lady and Queen's Award, and Slim Shady's Lady holds on.
36-1 long shot. Slim Shady's Lady holds off the favorite Queen's Award by a neck. Ben Creed, the winning jockey, in 111 flat. The Indiana-bred 3-year-old filly by Spanish Steps has faced mostly state-bred competition this year, but gets her first stakes victory against Open Company. Ralph Martinez trains the winner. Slim Shady's Lady has earned $171,000 for Herbert and Darlene Likens. Turfway Park Stakes action is presented by Brandywine Farm, a full-service operation now accepting boarders, offering quality care at affordable rates. Log on to brandywinefarmllc.com for additional information. To Aqueduct for fillies and mares in the Garland of Roses Stakes. Kid Kate, the 8-5 favorite. Tom Durkin has the call.
Moving toward the top of the stretch, and Singlet has wrested that lead away from Carlina. But here comes Delightful Quality with a bold rush on the outside. And there's room between horses for Kid Kate as they line up for the stretch drive. Singlet and Kid Kate. Singlet, a lead of 1.5 lengths coming down to the last furlong. Kid Kate now 2 lengths behind. And Delightful Quality now moving up on the outside of Kid Kate, and they're coming down to the finish. And it is Singlet. Singlet's going to do it here. Singlet by 1.5 lengths at the finish.
Singlet takes the field gate to wire to defeat Kid Kate by 1.25 lengths for a 1-2 finish by Keeneland Sales graduates. Mike Luzzy up in 1:10-3. Singlet began the season with a pair of stakes victories at Aqueduct, and the Tony Dutrow trainee wraps up the campaign with another stakes win at the Big A. The 3-year-old filly by Real Quiet was bred in Florida by McCathin Brothers and was a $35,000 OBS April 2-year-old. Owners Michael Dubb, Larry Brofman, and Daniel Ryan bought her back for $75,000 at the Keeneland November sale. Singlet has earned $256,000. To Hollywood Park for sprinters in the Grade 3 Vernon O. Underwood Stakes. Smiling Tiger, the 8-5 favorite. Vic Stauffer has the call.
They're off. Half step slow, comma to the top. Smash breaks beautifully, goes for the front from Private Zone. Private Zone now takes over the lead. Smash will be in second, comma to the top after that sluggish start. Has taken third now, and he's on the move. Bank the 8 and Smiling Tiger. Close up 4th and 5th. Capital Account is out sprinted early. He's 6th and last up the back stretch, and Smash confronts Private Zone. Private Zone is only a half ahead in front of Smash in second, comma to the top, 3 deep in third in the pink, and now he comes to challenge both of the front runners. Comma to the top makes it 3 across the track. Smiling Tiger is just in behind that threesome. He's only 2 off the lead. Bank the 8 has dropped out. He's 10 lengths behind, about to be joined and passed by Capital Account. Top of the stretch, and Smash drops out of it, so comma to the top and Private Zone are 1-2. Comma to the top. Private Zone in the center. Here's Smiling Tiger, and he's set down for the final furlong. Smiling Tiger powers alongside and right on by, comma to the top in Private Zone. Smiling Tiger, Capital Account too late. Smiling Tiger takes charge, and Smiling Tiger wins.
Smiling Tiger rallies to defeat Private Zone by a length. Capital Account third for a sweep by Keeneland South graduates. Rafael Bejarano up in 111-1. The 8th career stakes win for Smiling Tiger, now 4 for 5 at Hollywood Park. Third in the Breeders' Cup Sprint in his first start off a 4-month layoff. The Jeff Bondi trainee had been winless since taking the Grade 1 Triple Bend handicap over the track 17 months ago. The 5-year-old horse by Hold That Tiger was bred in Kentucky by Dr. Rodney Orr and was a $40,000 yearling. Smiling Tiger has banked $1,480,000 for Alan Klein and Philip Lebhers. Watch Thoroughbred Week replays online at tbredweek.com. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with turf racing from Calder coming up in this segment. But we begin with the Zia Park Distance Championship. California shipper 31st Street, the 5-2 favorite. Jonathan Horowitz picks up the call.
First strike hasn't been tested yet, but the pace will increase presumably as they head into the far turn, and the lead is now just the neck as Forest Mouse makes his move for Eichelberry on the outside, and there's a new leader in the Zia Park Distance Championship. It is Forest Mouse. First strike needs to find an answer. Red Lead traveling comfortably on the outside. Watch Me Go starting to close, and then Hurricane Lake and Stachys followed by 31st Street. Where's the remote? And McKenna's Justice is last as they turn for home. And the sprint is on in the Zia Park Distance Championship. Forest Mouse stoked up by Eichelberry. Here's Red Lead on the outside. Watch Me Go trying to close from third with Stachys, but it's Forest Mouse with the advantage. Red Lead second on the outside, going to make one last run, but Forest Mouse will win the Zia Park Distance Championship.
Forest Mouse holds off the late charge of Red Lead by 3/4 of a length. Rye Eichelberry, the winning jockey, in 150-3. Forest Mouse has been either first or second in all 8 starts this year and has won or placed in 6 stakes on the New Mexico circuit this season. The Henry Dominguez trainee was coming off a runner-up finish in the Veteran Stakes at Zia Park. The 4-year-old colt by Teton Forest was bred in Kentucky by Bo Lane III and was a $1,200 yearling. Forest Mouse has earned $413,000 for Parnell Thomas. To Calder for the Grade 3 Tropical Turf Handicap. Hollinger, the 9-5 favorite. Bobby Newman picks up the call.
24-2, a moderate opening quarter for Hollinger, who leads it by about 3/4 of a length. Empire Builder is there, stalking from the outside. Sleepless Night tucked in third, and Good, Better, Best is now settled down, and he's in the clear and only about 1.5 lengths off the lead. They're really well bunched up front. Philly Ace's 5th night now for Luis Saez, and he's bottled up with nowhere to go, but only 3 lengths off the lead. Alley Oop Oop is just in behind him, and now the back markers are trying to close in. Scorcher going by Hoofit, and Danhauser, who's now the trailer, very well bunched through a 1:14 3/3 mark, and they move into the turn now. Hollinger joined by Empire Builder on the front end. These two are just heads apart. Empire Builder, Hollinger right there down along the inside. Good, Better, Best in with a chance. Alley Oop Oop swings 4 wide for the drive. Philly Ace has now got some daylight, and here he comes. It's Hollinger, just the leader. Hollinger, Philly Ace, Empire Builder between them. Alley Oop Oop, Hoof It in behind them. Philly Ace surging now at Hollinger as they come down to the line. Philly Ace and Luis Saez win the Tropical Turf.
Philly Ace by Lanes and Stallion Smart Strike runs by Hollinger to defeat the favorite by 1/2 length. Luis Saez aboard in 149-1. A stakes winner against Statebreds at Parks Racing 2 starts back. Philly Ace was last seen finishing third in the Grade 2 Red Smith handicap. The 4-year-old gelding was bred in Pennsylvania by his owner, Brushwood Stable. Trained by Christophe Clement, Philly Ace has earned nearly $357,000. Turf racing from Calder is presented by Get Stormy, entering stud at Crestwood Farm. Winner of 7 graded stakes, including 3 Grade 1 events, all in wire-to-wire fashion. Get Stormy stands for $5,000 live full stands and nurses. Fillies and mares at Calder in the Grade 3 La Proviant handicap. Clement sent out the 9-10 favorite Havant. Once again, here's Bobby Newman.
3/4 in 1:15 flat, and Closing Range leads it by 3/4 of a length. Ciao Bella poised on the outside and still on hold for Johnny V, and Havant is still right there down along the inside, bottled up just a bit, but only 2 lengths back as they fire into the far turn. It's Closing Range, the boss, still as they go to the final quarter mile. Closing Range in front and starts to kick for home. She leads it by over a length. Ciao Bella now working harder in that second spot, and she is moving in on the leader now. Havant is still just in behind them, and now she swings out for her stretch bid. They straighten away in the La Praviante. It's Closing Range. She's opened it out to a 2.5 length lead. Whip out on Ciao Bella. She's got to do better. Havant is trying to come on the outside. Even Peekaboo Sioux firing up the inside, but they're not gaining on Closing Range, who took them all the way in the La Praviante today.
19-1 long shot Closing Range by Lanes and Stallion Aftermarket. The front running winner by 2 3/4 lengths over Ciao Bella. Elvis Trujillo aboard the Keeneland Sales Graduate in 2:27 2. Closing Range won the Twin Light Stakes over the Monmouth Park Turf Course 2 starts back, but she was last seen finishing 8th in a division of the Grade 3 Pin Oak Valley View Stakes at Keeneland. The 3-year-old filly was bred in Kentucky by her owner, St. George Farm. Trained by Phil Oliver, Closing Range has earned nearly $150,000. Elvis Trujillo with the Safe Ride of the Week, presented by Sally Horse Fans, the safest way to the winner's circle. The Lanes and Stallion of the Week is Aftermarket, sire of Closing Range, a Lanes and Sales grad who captured the Grade 3 La Praviante handicap on closing day at Calder. Aftermarket is one of the leading sophomore sires of 2012 stakes winners. He stands for $5,000 live full, stands and nurses. Welcome back to Thoroughbred Week with the Zia Park Derby coming up in this segment. But we begin with 2-year-old stakes action presented by BC2A Paste. Reduce the likelihood of tying up with BC2A Paste. To Laurel Park for the Marylander Stakes. Undefeated Whiskey Romeo, the 1-10 favorite. Dave Rodman picks up the call.
23 flat opening quarter. Whiskey Romeo, who bobbled at the start, rushed up to take the lead as a 3-length advantage. Hamp seizes an inside opening into Indefinable Humor. Amerigo Vespucci's on the move in the far outside into third. In between horses, Hard Enough is in fourth. And they're all in the chase now. Whiskey Romeo at the 5/16. Hamp is second, a length and a half behind. Amerigo Vespucci, Hard Enough is driven along. From the back of the pack is On the Go, who passes Indefinable Humor, a 46 and 4/2 mile into the stretch. Whiskey Romeo down against the fence, holding a 4-length lead. Amerigo Vespucci on the left lead into second now, but it's Whiskey Romeo and Stuart Elliott. Whiskey Romeo has overcome it all. Bobbled at the start, a driven winner in the Marylander Stakes to score by 2.5 lengths.
After stumbling at the start and nearly unseating jockey Stuart Elliott, Whiskey Romeo quickly recovers to defeat Amerigo Vespucci officially by 2 1/4 lengths. Time of the race 1:25 flat. Whiskey Romeo has led at every call during his 3-race career, including a 7.5 length score in the James F. Lewis III Stakes over the track. The colt by Forestry was bred in Kentucky by Mr. and Mrs. John Williams and was a $40,000 yearling. The second stakes winner last Saturday for trainer Tony Dutrow, Whiskey Romeo has earned $147,000 for Morris Bailey. Whiskey Romeo paid $220 to win and is the Malone's favorite of the week, presented by Malone's, Lexington's favorite steakhouse. To Woodbine for the Display Stakes. Avies Quality, the 8-5 favorite. Dan Loisel picks up the call.
They chase Queerly now with just under a half mile remaining. Hey You Pick Me is in second position. Dan the Tin Man third. Really Sharp is fourth and 3.5 lengths off the lead. Avies Quality in fifth position. Sky Commanders sent up in between horses. Mercenary is at the rail as they run to the quarter pole. On the inside, Queerly now, and on the outside is Hey You Pick Me with 2 furlongs to go. Angled outside is Avies Quality to launch a bid. In behind horses, Mercenary, and they straighten away, and from off the pace, My Name is Michael is closing like a shot. They're in deep stretch now. Avies Quality's come away with the lead. Continuing to close is My Name is Michael, and it's Avies Quality and Luis Contreras to win the display.
Favorite Avies Quality rallies from off the pace to defeat My Name is Michael by a length and a quarter. Clearly now third for a sweep by Keeneland sales graduates. Luis Contreras up in 143-1. Avies Quality favorite in the display off a 5-length maiden victory over the track and trip. The colt by Elusive Quality out of Grade 1 stakes winner Fly for Avie was bred in Kentucky by Tall Oaks Farm and Darley. Trained by Josie Carroll, Avies Quality has earned $141,000 for Ivan Delos. The colt was consigned by Three Chimney Sales to the 2011 Keeneland September yearling sale, where he was purchased by Tall Oaks Farm for $35,000. Display stakes winner Avies Quality, the Keeneland Sales graduate of the week. Now 3-year-old stakes action presented by Niagara Causeway, a graded stakes winning and track record setting son of Sire of Sires Giants Causeway, standing at Margot Farm. To Hollywood Park for fillies in the Skillful Joy Stakes. Renee's Got Zip, the odds-on favorite, at 30 cents on the dollar. Once again, here's Vic Stauffer.
Around the far turn in the first Skillful Joy Stakes, Netchez Don trying to go it all the way. Renee's Got Zip is coming under a ride now at the quarter pole, and Netchez Don is opening up again at the top of the stretch. It's a 3-length lead. Renee's Got Zip is second. Curvy Cat to the outside, and Forbidden City, Netchez Don, final furlong, still with links to work with. Netchez Don, now Renee's Got Zip is set down for the final 16th, and here she comes from off the pace, trying to run down Netchez Don. Netchez Don only a neck. Renee's Got Zip, a final surge. Netchez Don, Renee's Got Zip.
Odds-on favorite Renee's Got Zip by Lanes and Stallions City Zip gets up to defeat Netchez Don by a neck. Garrett Gomez aboard in 113 flat. A stakes winner at Santa Anita and Del Mar this season, Renee's Got Zip finished third in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. The winner was bred in Kentucky by John Liviakis. It was a $3,500 yearling, turned $45,000 OBS April 2-year-old. Trained by Peter Miller, Renee's Got Zip has earned $454,000 for the Lanny Family Trust.
Multiple stakes winner and Breeders' Cup placed Renee's Got Zip was foaled and raised at Mr. and Mrs. Robert S. West Waterford Milford Farm. We are Kentucky proud. Nothing else is close.
Next, the Zia Park Derby. Alsvid, the 9-10 favorite. Once again, here's Jonathan Horowitz.
As they now pass the half-mile pull and prepare to head into the far turn. Motown Men, a neck in front of Alsvid, with another 5 lengths back to Whining. The rest of them are starting to creep closer, followed by Old Wine Drinker Who, and then Yankee Dan Explain is next, and Master Rick now starting to begin his run from last place. They come towards the top of the stretch. Alsvid has put away Motown Men. Here comes Whining, putting in an upset bid on the outside, followed by Old Wine Drinker Who, and then comes Master Rick up to fourth and closing quickly on the outside, and the Pink Silks Explain making up ground along the rail. They're in the stretch. Alsvid, can he carry his speed? Old Wine Drinker Who on the outside. Master Rick switching courses, but still in with a chance. 100 yards to go. Old Wine Drinker Who has skipped away by 2 lengths, and the New Mexico base Old Wine Drinker Who propels the challenges of the out-of-state horses and wins the Zia Park Derby.
Old Wine Drinker Who by Adena Springs Ontario stallion Sligo Bay draws off to defeat Master Rick by 3 3/4 lengths. Carlos Madera up in 144-2. Second in his last 2 starts against older horses, Old Wine Drinker Who returns to action against 3-year-olds to get his second stakes victory of the season. The gelding was bred in Texas by his owners, Sam and Sammy Stevens. Old Wine Drinker Who has earned nearly $180,000. Joel Marr trains the winner. Shackelford, a 3-time Grade 1 winner and earner of over $3 million, is now available for inspection at Darby Dan Farm. Contact Ryan Norton to make an appointment. Time now for the feature race of the week presented by Keeneland, investing in racing's future since 1936. To Betfair Hollywood Park for the Grade 3 Native Diver Stakes. Game on Dude bet down to 30 cents on the dollar. Here's the call by Vic Stauffer.
They're off. Nonios hard sent by Martin Pedroza. Game On Dude broke well, and he moves through from the inside. Nonios has the lead earlier. Game On Dude is going to have to sit second as Nonios goes into the clubhouse turn with the lead. Game On Dude kind of knocked him out of the way right there. He made contact with Nonios, and Mike Smith wanted that lead, and so Game On Dude now moves through and takes over the lead. Nonios now will be second. Make Music for Me third, then Kettle Corn. Richard's Kid is already 10 lengths behind as they turn into the backstretch. Game On Dude had to use some speed to get up in there at the clubhouse turn, and he leads by a measured length from Nonios, who races in second. Make Music for Me is third in the yellow cap and 2 lengths from the lead. Kettle Corn has 4 lengths to make up. Richard's Kid 6.5 from the front as they run up the backstretch in the 34th Native Diver Stakes. Game On Dude, no easy lead as he has pressure still from Nonios, who is just outside of him in second. Game On Dude leads by a length. Nonios and Make Music for Me, who's closer, third at the rail now, and a length and a half from the front. Kettle Corn is asked to go after the front runners now, and he does. Kettle Corn draws within 2 of the lead. Richard's Kid follows him, 3.5 first to last, 3 furlongs left to run. Game On Dude is the leader, and now he gets away going to the quarter pole. Game On Dude 2 lengths in front from an absolutely all-in Nonios in second. Kettle Corn is 3 deep in third, but he's 3 now from the front. Make Music for Me, Richard's Kid still the trailer, top of the stretch, and Game On Dude, Nonios with a second life, and here's Nonios right alongside. Kettle Corn is 2 back. Nonios and Game On Dude throw it down for the final furlong. Game On Dude inside, Nonios outside. Game On Dude turns him away. Nonios ran his heart out, but he's second to the winner. Game On Dude.
With Mike Smith riding for the first time, odds-on favorite Game On Dude by Adena Spring Stallion Awesome Again sets all the fractions to defeat Nonios by a length and a quarter. A 1-2 finish by Keeneland Sales graduates. The winner under high weight of 124 pounds in 152-1, a 113 brisk speed rating. That's 8 career graded stakes victories for Game On Dude, who was a well-beaten 7th as the favorite in the Breeders' Cup Classic. 3 of those stakes wins have come over the cushion track at Hollywood Park this season. The 5-year-old gelding was bred in Kentucky by Adena Springs. The Bob Baffert trainee was purchased privately as a 3-year-old. Game On Dude has banked just over $3.1 million for Diamond Pride Stable, Lanny Family Trust, Mercedes Stable, and Bernie Schiappa. We'll see you next week here on Thoroughbred Week.
Thoroughbred Week with John Henderson has been presented by Adena Springs, Ashford Stud, Bloodstock Research, Brandywine Farm, Breeders' Cup, Claiborne Farm, Crestwood Farm, Gainesway, GLC 5500, Keeneland, Lanes Inn, Malone's, Margot Farm, OCD Pellets, Old Colony Insurance Services, Pin Oak Stud, Quillen Leather and Tack, Sally Horse Fans, Shadwell Farm, and Windstar Farm. Online at tbreadweek.com.